Hi guys, Kate from Studio Rubix here, about to take you through a core workout, roughly around that sort of 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, starting off with a little bit of mobility to warm up the body, get into some core work that focuses on the glutes, the tummy, the back, and finish off with a bit of stretching. So I hope you enjoy. I'm in a nice sunny spot. I hope it's sunny on the day that you are doing this. Otherwise, find a nice space inside in the lounge. If you want, there's an option of having a couple of balls as props, but we really don't need to have them. But I'll just cue those options. So I'm going to start off on all fours. Stack those hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. I'm just going to start off with a cat-cow pose. So just dropping that tummy, curving those hips up towards the ceiling or towards the sky, and just lifting that chin up. And then articulate through the spine as we roll on up. Lifting that spine nice and high, dropping back down. Feel a stretch through the tummy, lift the chin up towards the ceiling, and then roll on back. One more. I'm going to push into a little down dog. You might lose me in the camera. And just cycle out through those feet. Feel lengthening through those hamstrings. Lift the hips up to the sky. So I'm going to come forward onto an all high plank and just hold. I want you to drop slightly down through the shoulders and then press up all the way up. If you need to, drop down onto the knees. So pressing down, so dropping the spine down between the shoulders and then pushing back up. Go for another 3, 2, push up and hold, come back up into that high plank. I'm going to bring that left foot up to the left hand. So you might need to take a couple of steps there. Drop that back knee and open up and towards that hip. Drop it back down, step it back out, swap the sides. I'm not going to be here for too long, just to get a little bit of mobility work through those hips. And just to get a little bit of focus onto what feels tight as well. Tight muscles going to maybe restrict some of your movement. Push back into that down dog and coming down onto those knees. We're going to start off with a crunch. You've got the option to take that ball and place it between the knees. I've got a nice little soft ball here, or you can have a hard netball, or if you've got a Pilates ring, you could use that. I'm going to take that ball between the knees, otherwise just have the knees about hip width distance and lifting those legs up to tabletop. Fingertips to the temples, elbows nice and wide. Going to inhale at the bottom, draw that belly button towards the spine, and we draw up, exhale as we come up into that crunch. Slowly lower back down, keeping the back nice and flat on that mat. Exhale as we come up. Inhale as we go down. Good time here to try to engage that pelvic floor. So as we go to exhale, we draw on that pelvic floor, breathing out through the mouth as we come up. Inhale, relax the pelvic floor as we go down. These are nice and slow, getting that tummy nice and warm. Another 4. Keep squeezing those knees if you have a prop. 2. I'm going to hold it up on the next one, holding it up here. Stretch those hands nice and long and see if you can get that chin a little bit higher towards those knees. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to take that ball, place it between the ankles, send those legs back to tabletop and lower back down. Exhale as we go up. And be here for 5. 2 to go. 1 more, hold it on up there. Check that back's nice and flat. If you need to, you can drop those feet, bring the knees in a little bit closer towards you, otherwise keeping those legs out. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in and lower down. Okay, so it's a little bit of a warm up through that crunch. I'm going to take that ball back between the knees this time and make a couple of little variations to make this a bit harder. So we should be starting to engage through the belly. Backs should be pain free. Okay, so we'll make the modifications if you need to. At any stage you drop your feet down, take that pressure off the lower back. Otherwise, legs up at tabletop. And we come in, exhale as we come up. So we're going to add in one leg extension and one crunch. So the next time we crunch up, we're going to hold and extend those feet just a touch away from us. Bring them back to 90, lower down. Exhale up. Extend the legs. Bring them back to 90 and lower down. Maybe 4 more. Exhale up. Really brace through that core. 2. And last one. Bring it in, release those knees. And we'll rock forward and back. Ball's going to go between the ankles if you're using the ball. Otherwise, I'll just show you how we're going to do it without the ball. So feet just back up at that 90. This time we're going to come up to the top. We're going to hold. We're going to try and extend those legs out. Bring them back in. So same thing, but the ball is between the ankles if you've got it. It might just be a tiny little move, squeezing through the ankles. Only 3, 2, and 1. And down. Work. Just place that ball down, bring the knees both side to side, stretch it out. Okay, keeping the ball down, we don't need a prop for this one. We're going to get set up for a little bit more through the abs. So we're going to just extend through that left leg and we're going to point that right leg up towards the ceiling or the sky. Engage through the tummy, draw it on so you feel a little bit of tension through the tummy. Make sure the back's nice and flat. Holding on to the back of your hamstring and start to walk those hands up. This bottom leg is going to have to come off the ground. You're going to tense that quad, point those toes, bring it up, walk it up as high as you can, and then slowly walk it down. Don't let go at the bottom. Keep that tummy engaged. We're going again. 4, 3, 2, pointing that bottom leg, and 1, and swapping it over. 5 each leg. See how high you can walk those hands. 3 to go. 2, and 1. But coming back down, we're not quite finished, so we're going to do switch, switch. So try to exhale as you switch. Inhale, exhale. 5, should be holding up nice and high. Try to get those shoulder blades off the mat. 4, 3, 2, my abs are working, and last one. Bring the knees in, lower back down. Take those arms long behind us, stretch those toes out. I'm going to roll onto it back, onto our front, sorry. Okay, so I'll just tuck myself in. I go into some Supermans here, just it feels quite nice to get off our back and reverse the muscles that we're working. So coming out for Superman, we're just going to hold this one to start. Try and get the nice balance through that hand, through that knee. 3, 2, swap it over. Just going to start with this hold. 3, 2, now we're going opposites, okay, so just alternate. You can keep these slow, or you can try to keep with my pace. I'm trying to keep a little bit of tension through my tummy as I extend out nice and long. And try not to, I'm quite lucky I'm using a mat here, so I can see the imprint of my hands as I change the side. And try not to put too much pressure through the heel of the hand, trying to take some pressure through those fingers as well. And keep that tummy engaged. Now I'm going to come up onto my fingertips, a little bit less base of support, a little bit harder to balance. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. One back over heels. Rolling onto our back. Nice quick transition. We're going to come into some bridges.
lift up and hold. I want you to apply a little bit of pressure to the outside of your thighs, and I want you to try and pull those knees out and try and squeeze those hands in. So using those hands to resist. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, into half ranges. Drop those hips down, lift them back up. Try and keep that pressure going if you can. If we had longer arms, it would be better because we can push through the knees. You can use a loop band if you've got one at home. Trying to drive our knees outwards, but trying to resist them with our hands. 3, 2, and 1. Hold up there. We're going to come into some marches. So we're going to extend one leg long, bring it back, extend the other leg. What we're trying to do is keep our pelvis nice and stable. Try not to transition too much from foot to foot. Take the weight, I mean. So just thinking it nice and even. We get a little bit of a movement happening there. I find it pretty hard not to dip down and shift my weight, but you're trying to use those glutes underneath. That's it, keep squeezing underneath. 5, 4, 3. Now if you watched my workout last week, I added in the hamstring walks. We're going to hold up here. I'm going to take those feet out nice and long and draw them back in. If you need to at any stage, your lower back, you just drop down, release off, come back up when you're ready. Otherwise we're going to walk out. Oh, it's hot. Already getting the sweat on. 5. Let's go for another count of 4. Nice slow Pilates count. 3, 2, and 1. Hold it back up there into that hip raise. Try and squeeze through the glutes. I'm going to try and take those heels nice and close to our bum this time. Lift up through those glutes. And stretch down through those quads. And then we're going to finish off with a set of hip raises. Lower the bum, lift up. Take the knees a little bit wider. Really squeeze through those glutes. Good, we've got 5 to go, and then we're going to roll into our front and go straight into some donkey kicks. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Straight over onto our front and set up for a donkey kick. So taking that leg up, and we're just going to kick it up to the ceiling. 8, 7. So again, trying to keep those hip bones nice and square underneath us. We are going to get a bit of rotation. It's a bit hard to see what you're doing when you're at the mirror as well. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. That's enough for me. My bum's starting to burn. Okay, swap that leg over. So think about just gently drawing that belly button up to the spine as well, so that we're engaging through that core. We're not lifting and squashing and dropping our shoulders. Everything is staying nice and still. Just that heel, small movement driving to the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, and drop it. I'm going to go one more set, slightly different. Let's come back down for that glute bridge. And lift up on 2. Got the option here to go straight into a single leg, into 5 on each leg. Otherwise, stay on 2. And just do 10. Hard to talk and count. So I'm going to swap my legs over. And then we're going to go back into those extensions. So extend out, swap the sides. So it's all about trying to keep pelvis control here, stability, core engaged. Lower back is working here, so I can feel my lower back muscles engaged to support me in this position. Bum's on, hamstrings are on. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2. Release down if you need to. Otherwise, I want you to roll up onto your shoulder blades. Try and form a bit of a tunnel between them, to the point we can lift those hips high. Try and clasp those hands underneath. Really send those arms into the floor. Try and press them into the ground and lift those hips. Squeezing through the bum. See how high up you can get through that back. through the bum, keep squeezing and holding. This is a good 30-second hold. I have no idea what the time is. Let's go for another 15. Keep squeezing. I feel like I'm working on my suntan as well. Let's go, last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out of it. We're just going to bring those knees in towards the chest. Little rock. And release one leg off. And bring one knee into the chest. You can lift up a little bit if you like here. Or stay down. And swapping it over. So this workout isn't meant to deplete you, okay? It's meant to give you a little bit of a burn, get that core working. It shouldn't shatter you. You won't be able to get up and go for a run later or a bike or a walk. It's a long day if you're only doing one little workout. Okay, we're going to set up for a high plank. So hands stacked underneath and lifting up here. So a little bit of technique work. I want you to push out of the hands. So you can see here if I'm dipped down, I'm trying to press out of those hands, get the spine nice and high. My bum is not engaged at the moment. Now it is. I'm not sure if you can see that, but now it is. So it draws my hip bones underneath my ribs. I'm already starting to shake. I'm going to move into some mountains. If you need to come out of this at any stage, come out of it. And slowly draw your knee in towards chest. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, slightly harder option is just bringing that one leg out to the elbow, under the elbow. So out wide, under and across. So you're doing 2 each side. Out wide, under and across. Out wide, under and across. We've got 4. 3, 2, and 1. And hold. If you need to, time to drop down here, have a rest. Otherwise we're going to go into a half Superman, such as one thing. Lifting up one leg, and then one arm, and one leg, and one arm. If you can't do the arms, that's all good. It's a lot harder to do the arms, and you just swap the legs over. Okay, otherwise that's one leg, one arm. We've got 4. 3, 2, get that tummy engaged, last one. Nice work, come down. Just take a bit of weight off those hands, roll them out. And take those fingertips towards you, stretch out through those forearms. Okay, one more option in this direction. So if you need to, you can also make fists. If it's all too much, come down onto your elbows. We're going to push back up into that high plank. This time we're going to do a hip roll. So the hips drop down, push up, drop down, push up. You can see I'm trying not to drop through my shoulders. Push down and up. So roll those hips down and press up. Nice and controlled. I'm going to go for another 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming down when you're ready there. I move myself, the sun's starting to disappear that way. Okay. We're going to come down onto our tummy, into a Superman. Sorry, not Superman, a seal. So squeeze the bum, lift the legs. Thumbs come from the ears, back to the bum. I'm going to go here for 10. So we've done these in a few of the workouts. Should be nice and familiar. Working through our rectus spinae, our lower back muscles. Lengthen all the way up into about our mid back. Good. 2 and 1. And we're going to send our arms out long. We're going to go opposite leg, opposite arm into a swimmer. So kick up, lift up, opposite arm, opposite leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, back to our seal. 10 here. Got 2 rounds, guys. Try to stay with me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last one out long. This is certainly not my favourite exercise. I find this really hard. Oh, I think I'm meant to be doing opposites. Just kick. 3, 2, and 1. And stretching it back. Okay. Alright, no breather. Give me a minute to think what I'm doing next. Okay, so we're going to come onto our bum. If you find this set a little bit too hard, then we can just opt to go back into your set of crunches. But I'm going to just start off with some roll downs. So we want to set up, wait for that noisy car to go. I have to put up with that most mornings, most nights. Okay, so feet nice and flat. You can hold on to your knees here, but what I'm wanting to do is get a nice straight back. I'm going to roll on down. Start to curve the spine here so that you hit it with your lower back first. Lower down, lower down, lower down. At the bottom, we're going to lift one leg, touch, touch, flatten the heels. Now comes for a roll up. So start to stretch towards that ceiling. If you get to here and you've got nothing left, grab onto your legs and try to walk your hands up into that roll up. Otherwise, at the bottom, we're trying to roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Nice work. Then we start to roll down. Slow it goes, slow it goes, slow it goes, slow it goes. Lifting one leg, tap, tap, roll up. These are pretty intense, so if you are finding that too much, then you can just stay at the bottom. I'll show you what I mean by that. So tap, lift up, tap, tap, and then you'll just come to here and then roll back down again. Lift up, tap, tap. Otherwise, all the way up. Starting to run out of juice. I'm going to go for about 3 more. So work within your range, really draw in here, belly button to spine. Slowly lower, slowly lower. Don't let it go, don't let it go. Keep engaged. Lift up, and down. I've got 2 to go. I'm shimmy down a little bit in case I'm off the thing. Lowering back down. The focus. Down onto the ground. Lift up, tap, tap. 1 to go. And up we go. And slowly lowering back down. Lift up, tap, and tap. Nice work. So just bring one knee in for a hug. One knee in for a hug. Okay, starting to come up to the top. So when we go into this position here, you can stay upright. We're going to be just coming into a side rotation. No weights on this one. You can use a ball if you like, but it's more about the rotation, nice and slow. So you'll probably see some workouts where everyone's doing this and twisting and throwing balls around. We try not to do that, okay? We want to be nice and controlled so that we're just rotating through our spine, through our mid-back to get some of that range, and then lifting back here. To make this harder, we can lift the legs. We'll work our hip flexors here in this position. And as you can see, I can stay upright, easier, or I can lean back, harder, okay? But I don't want to have any back pain. So if you've got back pain, come up, even lower the heels. Okay, so easier option, lower heels, stay upright. We're going to go into about 20 of these. So keep working through nice and slow movements. You count yourself out for 20, slightly harder as we lean back, keep the heels down. Slightly harder again as we lift up those legs. Good. No idea how many we've done. Let's just go for another 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We're going to roll onto our side. So I'm going to double up oblique work with obliques coming into our plank and stay on our knees. We're going to send our bum back behind us and then lift and squeeze forward. Behind, lift and squeeze forward. Good. Here for 5. My children have come home. It must be about 30-minute workout, nearly done. So we've got 2 exercises left. 2, 1. We're going to hold here. Candle burning underneath our ribs. Just point that hand to the ceiling if you like. A little bit of warmth building in that oblique. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch it to the other side. So I'm staying on my knees for this one. It's not, like for me, I'm not getting a huge burn, but I'm certainly engaged and I've got that core on nice and strong. Okay, so our hips are moving back and then almost like a hip thrust forward. Can you wait for me over in by the buggy? Good. We've got 6 to go. Keep lifting, stay nice and high up through that armpit, through those ribs. Hardest part about doing these online workouts is timing and trying to find 30 minutes for my children and in my ear. And let's hold. Lift those hips. Squeeze forward. Starting to build some warmth through this bottom oblique. Lifting up nice and high. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. And one more exercise I'm going to do for these obliques just to get a last little burn is we're going to go into like a bicycle. So we're going to lie down onto our back. Take the fingertips to the temples as well. Lift up for that crunch. Bring those legs up to tabletop. So options here is we're going to just bicycle down, toe touch down. And if you can, then we're going to start to bicycle those legs. Extend one out, circle it down underneath. One out, circle it down underneath. Nice work. And take a slightly different stance. You can take legs long and bicycle long. So just work through some ranges here. If you need to lower down, you can lower down at any time. Good, I'm starting to get cramp in my toes. Alright, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're done. Okay, so a little bit of a core workout. Hopefully not too intense and not too not intense as well. I still want you to get something out of this. Let's just go into a little bit of a stretch here. So just one leg out to the side, tuck that foot in, and just come into a bit of a side stretch, get down through the lats. The main things that we're trying to get our clients, our followers to do is just do something for your body every day. The more you do, the better you're going to feel. And just trying to get that routine. Some days it's harder than others. Certainly yesterday sort of hit a bit of a low point. I think I got a cold from the kids living in too close a proximity. And you know, we'd gone for a big bike ride and then kind of lost my mojo to do much else for the rest of the day. But just let those thoughts and feelings be. Be okay to feel some days aren't as bright and cheerful, and then just move on. Just try to do small tasks when you're feeling like that. You know, 30-minute workout is not at all a big thing to do in the whole scheme of things. But yeah, look forward to working with you guys again. I hope you enjoyed that. Do some more stretches if you like, or switch into our mobility workout that Toby and I did the other day. Yeah, and we hope you enjoy. See you again soon. Cheers.